B'nai Brith uses a very precise definition adapted from the European Monitoring Center on Racism and Xenophobia. Under this definition, proponents of anti-Zionist hatred who seek to delegitimize the state of Israel and eliminate the Jewish people's connection to the land, including supporters of the boycott, divestment, and sanctions BDS movement, are guilty of unfairly targeting the world's only Jewish state. Now, examples of the way that anti-Semitism manifests itself with regards to the state of Israel takes into account the overall context and includes denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination, i.e. by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor, applying double standards to the state of Israel by requiring or demanding behavior not expected of any other democratic nation, drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis, holding Jews collectively responsible for actions of the state of Israel. It's important to note that the BDS movement is guilty of all of those specific examples of anti-Semitism. BDS runs counter to Canadian values, runs counter to academic freedom, runs counter to free economic enterprise. When Jewish businesses are targeted specifically for boycott, because, again, it's inferred that because the owner is Jewish, therefore they must be holding a particular political ideology, therefore I have the right to discriminate against you. I mean, that's wrong. It's wrong on every level.
Can a person actually have zero tolerance on racism and anti-Semitism without condemning BDS?
BDS is anti-Semitism. It clearly meets the definition of anti-Semitism. So if one is going to be condemning all forms of racism and discrimination, then clearly BDS, as an element of anti-Semitism, must be spoken out against. I actually don't think motive is relevant one way or the other. How this motion made its way into this chamber, it's actually irrelevant. The fact that it's here is great, because racism needs to be spoken out against whenever it's encountered. And as the data, as the facts show, this is a serious problem in Canada, in Ontario, and in Niagara. The Jewish community is the most targeted group, religious group, in this country. And so regardless of the reasons that it's here, it's here. And it's a good reason that it's here, because no identifiable group in this country should be targeted for hate. And the fact that it is before this chamber, we have, all of us, an opportunity now to speak out against that.
I appreciate the question that Councillor Annunziata asked of the presenters about the motivation and the response. And I was one of those that voted to say that we shouldn't deal with this, but I appreciate the answer, and now I'm pleased that we are dealing with it, and I appreciate the information that we've received this evening.
And while I really didn't feel this was the business of our council, I've been convinced tonight it is, and we should be, and we should vote to support this motion and go forward with it.
And my sincere apologies to our Jewish community leaders. Now, although I'm not the one that should be making the apology and begging the forgiveness of our Jewish friends, as a proud son of Niagara, I feel compelled to ask for forgiveness on behalf of Niagara residents who have shared with me their feelings of remorse that something like this could possibly be festering and lurking in Niagara.